So January has always been considered the quiet month for music, and there's never really major releases that come out during that time, even though these days it's a little different, I think, with the amount of music that gets just uploaded to anywhere on the internet, so you can always find at least something. But I was starting to get a bit worried that I hadn't found anything that was great until by simply searching just in the radio music genre charts for house albums that came out in 2020, I somehow stumbled upon this. By simply labeling it just house music, though, would be doing it a little bit of a disservice, I believe, because it isn't just that. There's some really cool drum and bass inclusions on this album too, which might even work a little bit better than some of the house tracks. But oh my god, there's so much to love about this album. Like, holy shit, the groove on the first track is slick as hell. The friggin' chopped vocal snippets on A Sudden Collapse as well are just crafted so carefully. I just think the attention to detail is masterful on this one, and the way it keeps switching up as the track goes along as well is just It happens a few times on this album as well, where MoMa, I'm gonna call him MoMa, could call him MoMa, yeah, carefully crafts these vocal snippets so effectively, like on the subtle sound of dying, where the echoes of that voice just keep lingering, and it's just perfectly placed in the track. The atmosphere conjured up is incredibly unique as well. Like, it's so disorientating. It really does sound like you're in the midst of an MRI scan or something like that. But the second to last track has got to be the best one on the whole thing, man. Like, those fucking vocals are god tier. They are god tier vocals. Like, it's just an absolute raving anthem of a song. The drum and bass elements work incredibly well on the album too. Like, on the third track, that's where the drum and bass really enters in. Reminds me of something that Bogdan Razinski, I believe is how you pronounce his name, was doing on last year's album. It's just so pummeling and relentless that you can't really not deny the soundscape of the track. I do love, as the album starts to progress, some of the drumming just starts to like fall apart. Like, the cohesiveness is just barely even there, but the track sound still friggin' stellar. For me, it's a huge shame though when all of this gets interrupted by the interlude track. Not really sure what the interlude added to the album, to be honest. In fact, if anything, it takes away from it. Like, the momentum that was being built up by the previous tracks just kind of gets squashed. I don't know really why it needed to be there. I wouldn't mind too much if it was there and it sounded interesting. I would still think it would probably be a bit of a weird placement, but at least then I'd be okay with it sounding good. But I don't know, I don't really feel like it adds anything to the album at all. And it's just one of those easy skips every time it comes along. Like, I would just rather keep the momentum going and just go on to the next track. Does not take away from the fact that so much of this album is bloody brilliant though. Tier 1 got Program 1, Tier 1 Program 1, the rhythm, oh! It slowly starts getting weirdly deranged as well, and then that twinkly melody just pops back in as if it's sort of like asserting its dominance and being like, nah, I gotta come back, I gotta be here. Yeah, this is so friggin' good. The final track is really damn great as well. Nice end to the album. And also, if you play track 1 immediately after, it sort of loops back around. So I feel like that's a bit of a dangerous part of the album though, because I could just sit through the whole thing again and absolutely love it. What a great release for 2020. My first loved album of the year, and I hope you check it out based on my recommendation as well. 8.5 out of 10 from me. Let me know your thoughts on this album if you've heard it. Please listen to it if you haven't. Shout out Jens as well. I know Jens is loving this album too. That was one of the reasons what spurred me to check it out, because Jens is out here. Jens is out here checking out so much music. It's crazy. He also goes by Ico as well on Twitter, I think, and a few other pseudonyms floating around on the internet. This guy's checking out so much music, and yeah, good find for this one. Thank you for watching my review. Have a good day. Listen to this, please. I'll link it in the description. It's on Bandcamp. It's also on streaming. Wee.